All right, so let's quickly update about stock market in general. Today, S&P 500, 2% down. The biggest sector that got hit is tech. So this is the heat map of the market where S&P 500, you can see it was pretty mixed, almost like 300 names were down, more than 300 names. But information technology, when we have these large caps pull back, of course, market is going to move like this. And on a weekend video, I was speculating that anytime these names catch a bid, market can move big to the upside. But today, well, we did open the market with a gap down, and then it didn't try to even push higher at the open, and we were just slowly melting down. You can see where volume wasn't crazy until end of the day, maybe a little bit of a uptick, short covering probably, but the biggest loser is tech. And Nvidia alone today, when you have a $3 trillion stock down 9.5%, and it's hard to be positive, which probably represents 6% or 5% of S&P 500, which is at the moment, what is it, 40 trillion plus. So this name alone is down 9.5%. And can it go lower? Absolutely. We were talking about this name on my previous video where I talked about this name last time, comparing it to Tesla, that it can come down all the way to 200-day moving average. And there are a lot of calls being sold and puts being bought, but we'll see. Tech, biggest loser, XLK above its 200-day moving average. IWM, Russell 2000, which was down 3%. It is at its 50-day moving average. And only sector that was slightly positive today was real estate, which doesn't do much in terms of helping S&P 500 to stay afloat. So for SPY, what I'm watching, so we bounced off a 50-day moving average at the moment, which is 549. So below that level, well, we have a little bit of a gap here at 545. So a lot of people may be watching this level as a possible area of maybe gap fill area. But 20-day moving average here as a support acting today as well. But ultra short term, we are below 5-day moving average. So can we try to bounce? Yeah, but a lot of people would be at this point is like, a lot of people will be on the sidelines thinking that does it have a little bit more to go, because September just started. It's not a good start, and historically it's a little bit volatile, and a lot of people will be asking is glass half full or half empty. So including me, I'm not looking to trade anything to the upside. Only thing I was watching last weekend to possibly trade momentum to the upside was ServiceNow. And I was probably also thinking to trade some IBM, but I'm not watching these names to the upside at the moment. Maybe FTNT, Fortnite, which relatively held up a little bit better. But everything else, I'm not watching anything to the upside. So you can see that we also have, in general, if we take a look at crude oil today, like it's a pretty big sell-off actually. We are at lows maybe for the year. I think I was looking at it earlier. I think for the year, crude oil went negative. If it keeps coming lower, it might put a little bit of a pressure in energy sector, which was XLE was down as well. It is at its 200-day moving average. You can see XLE throughout this year, maybe for quite some time. Year to date, maybe slightly positive, but you can see it is in a downtrend. So I'm not saying that energy is a big sector in S&P 500, but it's a pretty good gauge for short-term outlook. I mean, of course, we have a seasonal pullback in gas prices as well, which probably right now, last time I checked, it was trading at around, let's take a look. So US retail gas, this is the chart of this year. You can see the highest average price was April or so, and ever since April we have been downtrending. So I don't think that this is a this is big of a deal right here, right now, unless we go below this year's average below. So which was in January. Like it could be just seasonal weakness because summertime we have a little bit of a bump, which we had all the way till like July 15th. And then ever since we have been downtrending. Could help a lot of like transportation stocks, but I'm watching this sector to the downside as well. Another thing would be to keep an eye on is dollar. It's catching slightly a little bit of a bid. You can see dollar was basically year to date was trying to go negative as well a couple days ago, but this array of 100, this is DXY again. I don't know what you watch. If you watch UUP, just you can pull up UUP chart, but I'm expecting dollar to well, if dollar strengthens slightly, I'm expecting equities to get sold a little bit more. Another thing to keep an eye would be bonds. If the yields start, today, we didn't do too much, but we did gap quite a bit. So which means yields went down on, last day of the August. We had pretty big move to the upside, but today we're right back above it. So basically that's my update. I'm not watching overall market. Let's take a look at quick QQQ actually. So this is NASDAQ basically ETF. You can see 50-day moving average. At the moment, we know that tech looks like, yes, we have a clear downtrend right now, or we have lower high here. Unless we break above this trend line, it's going to be a little bit difficult for S&P 500 to push higher. But if we go a little bit lower, 200-day moving average would be very, very likely, which could be another I don't know, maybe 3% move, 4% move to the downside. Today, tech was down 3%. So 4% move would take us back down to 200-day moving average, and which would be, in my opinion, a possible area of buying zone to trade, at least to the upside. But that's my update. I'm not watching anything to the upside at the moment. Let's see what happens over the next few days, maybe this week, how we're going to close. And then I'll go from there. But so far, that's the update. Thanks for watching.